Today, we're diving deep into the sweet, sticky, and fascinating world of sugar. Ever wondered how you can get chewy fudge, hard lollipops, and gooey caramels all from the same basic ingredient? The secret lies in temperature. Grab your trusty candy thermometer. Seriously, don't just wing it. Getting the right temperature is key. Different temperature ranges create unique candy textures. It's all about managing how much water's in the sugar mix. A little bit of water makes it soft and chewy. Almost no water makes it hard and brittle. Our first major stop is the thread stage, which happens at 235 degrees Fahrenheit. At this point, the sugar concentration is around 80%. It will form soft, liquidy threads that don't hold their shape. This stage is perfect for making light glazes for pastries or sweet syrups to pour over desserts. It's not quite candy yet. Moving up the temperature ladder, we arrive at the soft ball stage. This is where things start to get really interesting for candy lovers. This stage occurs at 240 degrees Fahrenheit. The sugar concentration is now about 85%. When you drop a bit of this syrup into cold water, you can gather it with your fingers into a soft, pliable ball. As soon as you take it out of the water, it will flatten and droop like a sad little pancake. This texture is exactly what we want for classic treats like fudge, pralines, and caramels. Now let's turn up the heat. Next up is the firm ball stage, from 245 to 250 degrees Fahrenheit. The sugar concentration is creeping up to about 87%. At this stage, the ball you form in cold water will be firmer and more stable. It will still be malleable, but it will hold its shape for a bit longer when you remove it from the water. This stage is ideal for making softer caramels that you might wrap individually. It's a subtle but important difference from the soft ball stage, giving the candy a bit more structure and chew. Keep a close eye on your thermometer because things start moving quickly from here. Our next destination is the hard ball stage, which ranges from 250 to 265 degrees Fahrenheit. We're now at a sugar concentration of about 92%. When you drop the syrup into cold water, it will form a hard ball. You can press on it with your fingers, and it will feel firm, but you can still change its shape. This is the perfect stage for making nougat, marshmallows, and divinity. These candies need to hold their shape and have a significant chew, and the hard ball stage provides exactly that structure. As we continue our ascent, we enter the crack stages, where the sugar has very little water left and becomes brittle. First is the soft crack stage. From 270 to 290 degrees Fahrenheit, the sugar concentration is now a whopping 95%. When dropped into cold water, the syrup will solidify into threads that are flexible, but not brittle. You can bend them slightly before they break. This stage is the sweet spot for making butterscotch and classic saltwater taffy. The texture allows the candy to be pulled and shaped while it's still warm, creating that iconic chewy, stretchy quality in taffy. Now, for the grand finale of hardness, the hard crack stage. This occurs at a very high temperature between 300 and 310 degrees Fahrenheit. At this point, the sugar concentration is nearly 100%. Virtually all the water has boiled away. When you drop this syrup into cold water, it will immediately solidify into hard, brittle threads that break easily when you try to bend them. Snap! This is the stage you need for making clear, hard candies like lollipops, stained glass cookies, and nut brittles. The lack of water ensures a glassy, non-sticky finish that shatters when you bite into it. Beyond the hard crack stage, the sugar itself begins to break down and caramelize. This isn't technically a candy stage for texture, but a flavor stage. Caramelization starts to happen around 320 degrees Fahrenheit and intensifies as the temperature rises. The sugar turns a beautiful amber color and develops complex, nutty, and slightly bitter flavor notes. This is what gives caramel sauce its signature taste. But be careful. There's a fine line between beautiful caramel and burnt bitter sugar. It can go from perfect to ruined in a matter of seconds. So never walk away from your pot at this point. Another key scientific principle at play is crystallization. For smooth candies like fudge and caramel, we want to prevent large sugar crystals from forming, which would result in a grainy texture. We can do this by adding an interfering agent, like corn syrup, cream of tartar, or an acid like lemon juice. These ingredients get in the way of sugar molecules trying to line up into perfect crystals. Also, avoid stirring the syrup too much once it starts boiling, as this can encourage crystallization. And always wipe down the sides of the pot with a wet pastry brush to dissolve any stray sugar crystals. On the other hand, for something like rock candy, we actually want to encourage large crystals to grow. It's all about controlling the final texture. Cooling also plays a huge role. Pouring hard crack syrup onto a cold marble slab or a silicone mat allows it to cool quickly, creating that glassy, amorphous structure. For fudge, we let it cool down undisturbed to a specific temperature before we start beating it. This process encourages the formation of millions of tiny microcrystals, which results in that smooth, melt-in-your-mouth texture. It's a fascinating dance of chemistry and physics happening right in your saucepan. You are in control of the very structure of your candy. You can now troubleshoot when things go wrong. Is your caramel too grainy? You might have overdone it or skipped a key ingredient. Each step is a handy tool in your candy-making kit. Just remember, practice makes perfect. I hope you feel empowered to start experimenting with sugar and creating some incredible treats. Remember to be safe when working with hot syrup. It's much hotter than boiling water. If you enjoyed this deep dive, please give this video a thumbs up.